Happy Easter, everyone. So,
everyone.
What are you munching on there? You got a, is that an egg or a bunny? It's an egg, by the way.
It's an egg. Easter egg. Yeah,
no.
So happy Easter. This is our Easter show. So welcome to another Escapement Show. Put the egg away for the time being. And welcome to Happy Easter, Happy Birthday show. It's Ben's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Ben.
Happy birthday, man.
Thanks, guys.
You're gonna sing happy birthday, Thomas. I think you should.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Sorry, wrong way. Birthday to you. Happy birthday, my mate Ben. Happy birthday to you.
Thanks. Oh, that's absolutely amazing. I don't know if you can celebrate your 44th birthday, but that's made my day, I have to say. You stick a little bit behind that now.
Yeah, it's awesome. Really, really chuffed for you, mate. Really chuffed for you.
Very, very cool. It's good that you took some time out from your birthday to join us on the show as well, Ben. Really cool, man. It's good to have you.
Yeah, really chuffed. Thank you.
Talking watches is like the best birthday gift ever.
Oh, yeah,
perfect.
just
the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, it keeps on giving. Let's say hello to a few people in the chat. We've got Russell. Good to see you, Russ.
Morning, Russell.
Leeds Betting Mark. Nodus Sector Deep is a watch you like to look up. Got that one coming up.
Good call.
Who else have we got? Mason One. He's just wearing a decidedly non-microbrand, well over £1,000. I know which one that is. That's his
50 fathoms.
50 fathoms.
Right.
That's the one.
Ooh.
Yeah. He loves his 50 fathoms.
Heavy hitter.
Nice.
Hi, Kevin. Great to see you. As always from Lakeland, Florida.
Morning, Kevin.
Happy birthday, Ben. Yeah,
Thanks,
damn right. Damn right. And happy birthday again from Luch Betting Mark.
Oh, thank you so much.
Happy birthday, Ben. The wishes are flooding in now.
I'm getting embarrassed now. I'm going to start going
Orange hand. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Good to see you, man.
Yeah. Great to see you, Orange hand. Good to see you, my friend. And I just wanted to start off. We'll keep bugging Ben about his birthday throughout the stream, and
nice.
Chili Burger.
I look forward to that. Thank you, Tom.
Chili Burger, hello. Watch.
Keep reminding me I'm getting older.
Yeah, well, not as old as me, mate. So you got a bit of catching up to do.
I wouldn't say there's that much between us.
But I'm just gonna play a couple of clips from the Time London Watch Show, which is coming up on the 15th and 16th of June. A couple of videos for them. Yeah, so that's Time London, and here's another short video. I think was their Instagram reel, showing you a bit of the venue and. So that's timelondon.co.uk for tickets, but
I'm in the mood.
there's a free giveaway, and I've just put it in the chat. If you go to the D-Time Love channel, he's giving away 6 normal tickets for the Saturday for the 15th, and 4 VIP tickets for both days, which will allow you access to the free bar, the free breakfast on the morning, and all you got to do is email him, go to that video, check it out, email him, and you'll be entered into a raffle for the free tickets. So, win-win.
Pretty cool.
When's that on?
Oh, yeah. Should be a good show.
When is it on?
It's on the 15th and 16th of June. Archie Luxury is going to be there if you want to meet Archie, and it's a June show. Not quite the.
You better get to the food stand before it all disappears if Archie's going to be there.
Breakfast before the show starts, yeah.
Ain't on the fucking moon.
It's not going to be the show that we're going to though in fortnight, is it, Ben?
No, although there was 2 decidedly different themes with those 2 ads. We went from like a Mission Impossible to 80s porno there.
That should be our theme music, I reckon. That was awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
that
was
was
good.
really nice. Really nice.
Yeah. So, I mean, thank you to everyone who watched the last show. We got 1,900 views on quartz watches. So there's obviously a lot of interest in quartz watches. Yeah. It's got
it
in the chat
makes
there.
sense. Like, I mean, if you think about it, right? Most watch buyers are buying quartz watches, right? Like the general masses, it's probably like 95% quartz really in the world. And we're just this little weird pocket of weirdos that loves these automatic watches, you know what I mean? So it makes sense, I guess. Most of the punters out there are loving their quartz watches, I guess.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll try and get our act together and maybe get our heads together and maybe think of a couple more quartz topics if there's obviously a lot of interest in that and for the future. But today we're stuck on Microbrand Dive Watches under £1,000, and there are a lot that are coming in at half that price. So
I mean, this segment of the market is like, if you go into that rabbit hole, it's a huge rabbit hole, right? There's so many watches in there, so many brands. It's a real hot area of the market, I think. So I'm sure you probably got a lot of watches lined up for us, Thomas, today.
Yeah, I forgot one thing though. Should we do a wristwatch check?
100%. Go for it.
Let's go for it. Okay, I'm wearing my Tudor P01, which is my tribute to Blue Shirt Butter watch. It's the watch I bought when he passed, and it's the watch I like wearing when I do live streams because I did them with him. So this is my go-to watch for live streaming.
Nice one.
So Ben, what are you wearing?
Same kind of theme, Tom. Tudor as well.
Nice.
Black Bay 58 on an aftermarket Jubilee.
Oh man, it looks so good on the Jubilee, man.
Beautiful.
Can't get it to focus.
That's it. See, yeah.
Block out. Forstner bands do the Jubilee, so it's got the female end links. I've tried a couple of Jubilees on this one. Strap Code have a Jubilee, but it doesn't have the female end links, so it juts out a bit and it's thicker. Whereas this has a nice taper, very, very comfortable, very, very well made, very nicely brushed. Couldn't stick to the theme today, Tom. Looking for a micro brand under 1,000. I used to have a lot of micro brands, Zelos, etc., which are fantastic. But when I basically amalgamated my collection to get the Speedy, so all those micro brands went out the the door, so I'm only in the mainstream at the moment.
So JCB, what have you got for us on wrist?
Yeah, speaking of Zelos, so this is my Microbrand Diver under £1,000. This one comes in at about it would probably be about £300-ish, something like that. So this is the Zelos black tip. You guys have seen this one before. This is my only sort of discount diver that I have, and I really just like this watch.
Beautiful.
It's just cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, the dial is the star of the show here. This teal sunbrush color. You can see how that's playing with the light there, and the bezel is quite interesting as well. It's a ceramic bezel.
Okay.
But you can't really see these markings. You can't really see them much sort of during the day. I think they're coming up nicely on the screen now with the light.
Yeah.
But I actually took this watch diving in Fiji last year, and these markings on the bezel, they actually pop underwater. When you're in the water, they actually light up. It's really unbelievable how much they come to life under the water. So it's actually a really, really cool piece. I don't know how they did it. I do believe there is actually little bits of lume inside those markings, and I think that's why it pops up under the water there. So yeah, it's a cool little piece, really cheap. Zelos, you've probably got one or two Zelos pieces that we're going to have a look at today, Thomas. I'm not sure, but and we can talk a little bit more about Zelos as we go along. But yeah, this is my little one here. I'm wearing it on a AliExpress NATO. I think that cost me about $8 or something.
Beautiful.
So,
It's beautiful. I mean, I just love that about watches, that you can get something like that. You know, you don't have to go plus 1,000, 2,000. It's got a real skin diver look to it.
Yeah, that's it. This is their skin. This is their version of their skin diver that they do, the black tip. This one, nice and slim. I think the case is about maybe 11.5 or something like that.
Amazing, because mine was quite a chunky monkey. I had the Hammerhead 3. Which I like, a chunky kind of a tonneau shaped case or turtle shaped case anyway, but I didn't realize that Zelos made stuff that was quite as svelte as that. That's a great one.
This is the one. That's why I went for this one, Ben, because it was exactly that. It was the thinner, sort of one of their thinner ones that they do. So yeah, I'm into thin watches these days, and this is the one I went for. So yeah, cool little piece.
Nice one. You've opened my eyes.
So Abdul, what have you got for us on wrists?
I stuck also with the theme like GCB with Erebus. I'll try to.
That's Jody's latest watch. Jody just won more watch. Yeah.
Exactly. So
lovely.
I got it, the yellow dial, really nice one. Took it on vacation with me to Egypt the past couple of weeks. Really nice watch, I have to say. I really like it. A little bit thick, but yeah, very functional. Putting it on the sailcloth strap makes it even more comfortable than the bracelet. But yeah,
lovely.
I tried to stick with the theme of microbrand under 1,000.
Sure, great.
I'm so enthused by that Erebus brand. Like, I know Jody is behind it, and probably his friend from Sydney as well. But you can really tell that there was an enthusiast behind that watch.
Yeah.
It's almost every single element of it he's nailed.
Yeah, definitely. And as soon as I knew that he will release his watch, I was like, this guy I need to support, because I love his videos. I watch him a lot, and I thought, okay, if we're not supporting each other, if somebody makes a watch, the first thing I should do is support this guy.
Yes, I haven't taken that jump yet, but no doubt I will. I think the blue one is fabulous. I think I'm a big fan of the FXD Tudor, and I think that's a fabulous, cheaper
really
alternative.
Nice. Really nice.
Just
and
say
he's
hi
doing
to
the second version. Oh, hi, Bill.
Yeah, just say hi to Bill K. Thank you for subscribing. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And if you do like the content we do, please give us a thumbs up. It all helps us. And hi to Junior as well. Good to see you as always, my friend.
Junior, what up, man?
Hi, Junior.
Yep.
Hello, Bill.
And Jody is getting a second version out, I think, in the next weeks. I think it will be some kind of SKX, everyday wear with 100 meters.
Like crown at 4 o'clock job.
Yeah. I think it will have like really cool colors, like dark orange, deep purple, dark green, and stuff like that. The rendering here had it like a little bit scrambled, so you don't know what exactly it is, but it looked really cool.
Fabulous.
So we'll crack on with some budget divers. And Luchbetic Mark already mentioned this one. It's a Nodus Sector Deep. And Nodus watches proudly designed and assembled in Los Angeles, they say. The Sector range of watches has the Sector Deep Dive Watch, which is available as a right or left-hand drive watch, or put correctly, orthodox or destro style, and having a 38mm wide case with a 42mm wide black DLC bezel. It's 500 meters water resistant and has a sort of combination of Seiko hands and Tudor Pelagos indices, which is a bit of a mix-up. The bezel allows you to measure elapsed time on the outside 60-minute track and see a second time zone on the inside 12-hour track. The clasp has an on-the-fly adjustment with 5 locking positions and the push of a button, and it's 13.6mm thick. Has a Seiko NH35, very legible, date at 6 o'clock, 41-hour power reserve, and very little writing on the dial, which is quite nice. And it comes in at $599 or £474. What do we think of this one then?
Did you say that bezel moves as well, Thomas? Like, can you use that?
Yeah, the inner bezel you can use as a 24-hour track, and the outer bezel as a. So the inner bezel you can use as a second time zone.
Yeah.
The outer bezel can be used to measure elapsed time when you're diving.
I've never seen that before.
No.
Piece.
No.
It's a first for me, yeah. Just that in itself is freaking cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
Wow, what a watch. I haven't seen that watch before. I love it. I love
it's cool, isn't it? Really
it's very
cool.
cool with the two bezels, and like it's such a great departure from the usual, triangular 12 circles everywhere else. They've done it, and it's obviously well thought out again with the date at 6 and a destro as well. I'm left-handed as well. I wear my watches on my right hand. I don't have a destro watch.
Yeah, you can have it orthodox or destro. They do both styles, left or right-handed. So
serious, what a package!
Cool.
What a package for £480. Incredible.
Yeah. $599. Yeah. £474. I mean, it's a knockout package. Looks amazing, doesn't it?
I put this on a black rubber strap and wear the hell out of it. Really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super legible. Really well executed watch.
Yeah. Oh, that bezel sticks out a bit there, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's 42mm bezel.
Because of the two bezels, right? You have the hour one with the hour markers, and then you have the minutes. But if you can move them both, that means that you can even measure times up to 12 hours if you want. Right? Because you can just move the inner bezel to the marking of the hour and the minutes bezel to the minutes hour. And then you can say, okay, after I finish my trip, this time elapsed.
Yeah.
I feel like measuring time is easier with the bezel than even a chronograph, because it's so much simpler. You just move the bezel to the time. And if it's 60 minutes, you can just move it to the minutes hand and start counting afterwards.
I think it looks great. I think it's a really good one. Yeah.
It has an easy on-the-fly clasp adjustment as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
With 5 locking positions to find the perfect fit, as easy as pushing a button. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
For under 500 pounds, that's really good. Yeah.
Yeah, Orange Hand's got a good point. I mean, with
Mhm.
Seiko prices for real divers now pretty much all over £1,000, Microbrand's pretty much on the market for these sub £1,000.
Yeah, I've thought about that a lot, and then Seiko are providing the movements as well. So you're getting like a robust workhorse Seiko movement within a microbrand. So it's down to the microbrand then to make sure that it's well designed and they've got a robust case, which clearly Nodus have done here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Seiko is just trying now to, let's say, push every model that it has under £1,000, €1,000, or in that range, into the sister brands that she produces, like Loris and the other ones. So I got to see a lot of watches like under 200 with the Loris branding, but Seiko everything. Like just the branding is different, but Seiko movement, Seiko equipment, everything is made by Seiko. It's like I'm sure they're trying just to elevate their name, I think. So to take themselves out of like, we're not any more affordable watches like the Orients and Citizens. We are a higher brand,
Yeah, like Orient is now their affordable tier. And Seiko,
Exactly.
you're moving into mid-tier.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's Nodus. I mean, move on to a brand that a lot of us are familiar with. And that's Laurier with their Neptune. I'm a big fan of the Laurier Neptune. This is a Series 4, $499, run by husband and wife team Lorenzo and Lauren Ortega out of New York City. Laurier Watches were founded in 2017 with a goal of making vintage-inspired watches from their love of vintage watches. The Neptune is the brand's flagship dive watch and is 39mm with gilt detailing, a domed Hesselite crystal, and a flat link bracelet. Also new to the Series 4 is a luminous acrylic bezel insert, a more durable version of the Bakelite rings used in the 1950s. The bezel is a 120-click unidirectional, and inside the 200-meter water-resistant case is the Miyota 90S5, no date movement. The clasp has a 3 micro adjustment slot, and Laurier even supply a tube of polywatch for keeping their slide crystal clean, which is interesting. So, yeah, it's got a screw down crown. And what do you think of Laurier?
Again, I love them, Tom. I was first introduced to them by TGV, who's a kind of a Marmite character himself. Different from the Nodus, where Nodus have done something truly original. Maybe they've taken some inspiration, as they say, from Seiko indices and hands possibly, but the combination of which is original. Laurier have gone the opposite route and have taken massive inspiration from the vintage divers of the 50s. But the execution is fabulous. If you're looking for something vintage, they're a really good price. I think there are a couple based in America, so obviously there's going to be shipping charges into Europe that people have to be aware of. But as a brand, I love their GMT watch. I love their chronograph, which uses the ST19 Seagull. So they're doing all the right things to keep the prices down, but are delivering watches that are fabulously designed and really well executed. So very little wrong here.
Yeah, I love them. I think they're great looking watches. I mean, some people
good
may
looking
moan
case.
at the Miyota movement, but you get a lot of Miyota in these watches, and they're replaceable movements. That's the thing with these budget brands. They're easily replaceable, and they can go on for 30 years. You can replace the movement and no problem.
I have no issue with Miyota movements as such. They're owned by Citizen. They should be good workhorse movements. I think they'll last the test of time, unless somebody can tell me otherwise. I think when you're buying a watch like this, you're buying into something that looks fantastic, number one, rather than something that's technically brilliant.
Yeah, I agree. On transfers, I've looked at Laurier since they launched. Just don't love the crowns on them, so stubby and unrefined. Yeah, that's just the crown, though. That's one aspect of the watch. I mean, the rest of it, I don't find the crown too stubby, to be honest with you, Orange Hand. I mean,
now
the rest.
now that he's mentioned it, like, all I can see is big crowns.
Yeah, big crown.
Yeah.
Big crown. Orange,
It's not-
you when you mentioned
not
something, I see it.
Yeah. Big crowns are cool, but yeah, that one's really fat. Like if it was sort of maybe 3/4 of the thickness, it would be it'd be cool.
Recessed a little bit. If you put it inside a little bit, maybe, or crown guards, I don't know. But you're totally right. I feel it's too big. I like the shape of the watch. It reminds me of like a vintage Tudor Submariner, especially the bezel, which goes both ways. But now with the crown issue, or the crown visual aspect is somehow ruined it for me.
It is kind of lumped on there, all right. It's like a big button on the side. Like there's no taper on it. Or,
Chili Badger says that's a big crown, good for sausage fingered people.
Every cloud.
Bill K says Loris are too small for his 8.25 interest. Yeah, it's a big wrist, Bill.
That's just showing off.
Yeah, that is showing off.
Yeah.
It's bloody tree trunk, mate.
Yeah, and that's I was thinking that as well, Mason. They've gone for that Sean Connery Bond sub. Yeah,
but even the Bond sub, like it's a big crown, but it sits out a little bit from the case. So there's like a tiny couple of like a mil gap between the actual, the main part of the crown, whereas that's just like lumped on.
6538 is the reference.
6538. What a classic watch.
So for $4,499, I mean, I think it's a good package. I think it's good.
Yeah, and you can tell again there's enthusiasm, like the female end links and a taper on the bracelet. That's stuff that we bang on about, so much that we love to see in watches. The stuff that we crucified the big brands for not delivering on. Yeah. Female end links, taper, and an on-the-fly adjustment.
I mean, this one comes in even cheaper, £235. This one, and this is brought to my attention by the Dublin Watch Group. There are a couple of people in the Dublin Watch Group, Ben, that bought these. It's another brand run by a husband and wife team, Paul and Alison Scurfield, based in northeast of England, and the Scurfa watches. This brand was brought to my attention, as I say, brought to my attention by a few friends who bought some of the Scurfa colourful range of dialed quartz divers.
Okay.
And the diver one is in high demand and currently out of stock with a waiting list. Paul Scurfield's experience as a commercial saturation diver led him to develop the current Diver 1 into a 500-meter water-resistant 40mm dive watch with a sapphire crystal, newly included helium release valve, custom natural rubber strap, and a full superluminova standard. Gloss orange hands are currently available. Gloss orange hands, are currently available on the PVD version instead of the yellow ones pictured. And the date window makes it functional and fashionable. And the quartz movement is an ETA FO6.412 brass 3-jewel Swiss made movement. And the bracelet is also available for £50 plus VAT. But quite an interesting one if you want a quartz, as we were talking about quartz previously. If you want a quartz diver, £235. That's well under the £1,000 budget. It's not a bad looking watch, I don't think. Don't know what you reckon. Silence.
Yeah, no, I don't mind it. At first, when it came up on the screen, I was thinking, no, it's a bit sort of chunky. It's a bit blocky, sort of. But I'm just sort of looking at it, taking it in, going, it's actually pretty cool. Yeah, I don't mind it. I've got their website up on here on the side as well, looking at that black PVD one that you mentioned with the orange. That looks pretty cool, actually. I'd probably take that one over this one, to be honest.
Yeah.
But this is pretty cool. Yeah, I'm coming around to yellow as well. I don't mind yellow accents on watches too. So yeah, this is pretty cool. I don't mind it. And I just wanted to give a shout out to our friend in the chat, Underachieving, who's joining us. He said he's just found the channel and he's subbed. So he's a really good friend of ours. And
thank you, Underachieving. Great to see you. Yeah, I was on the time.
He's an OG from way back in the day. So
he is.
Glad to have you with us, man.
I was on the Clive stream last night, and I think I shouted out the channel. So
cool.
I think you might have found us from that. But thanks for joining us, Underachieving. Great to see you, and great to see our friend Curtis Arndt. Watch by Design. Great to see you.
Cool.
5 o'clock in the morning in San Diego on a rainy Easter weekend, expecting 3 inches of rain. Great to see you, Curtis, my friend. Have a great Easter. Yeah, hope you do. Enjoy the show. Anyway, we'll crack on. So that was the Scurfa.
They have plenty of options, don't they, Tom, on their website? There's a no-date version, and I would be a big champion of this type of watch because it allows accessibility into the hobby, and that can only be celebrated in champions.
Yeah, that orange dial one looks pretty cool too. Don't mind that one, the gloss orange.
Yeah, I mean, orange answers, logos, and brand names tend to be deal breakers for on micros. The Scurfa did well. I think they did do well. Yeah.
That's an interesting topic in itself. What makes a good logo and what makes a good brand name? Because they can really get that badly wrong.
Yeah,
definitely.
Have a good day at work, Mark. I'm sorry you don't have the Easter holiday off work. It's a shame that I've got I got a long weekend off work and 4-day weekend. But yeah, thanks for your best wishes and have a good day at work, my friend. Tune into Luchapatic's Mark stream tomorrow, guys, if you can. Luchapatic Watch Talk. Does a great stream on a Sunday. It's nice and chilled and relaxed. So yeah, that was Scurfa watches. Now this one was a new one on me, and I don't know whether I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel here, but I didn't really like the look of this one, and it's £184. So this is Oceaneva, the GMT automatic deep marine. Go to 1,250 meters. Never heard of this US-based company until I started trawling brands for this topic. But here's another quartz-powered diver, this time with a GMT function to boot. Powered by a Swiss-made Ronda 515.24H movement that reflects in the bizarrely low price of £184.
Wow.
A 42mm case with a screw-down seal case back that meets the 1,250 meter water resistance standard. It features nearly scratch-proof anti-reflective sapphire crystal. The crown is triple seal too, and it has a helium escape valve. I can't bear to look at this, although if it's fulfilling all of the specs it's promising for £184.
Yeah,
I think it must be the. Sorry,
is it a diver though, Thomas? Like it doesn't. It's got a GMT.
It's a diver.
I was just gonna say
it's a GMT bezel. To me, that's not a diver.
I think these.
I don't know, man.
Yeah. I think this is a company that used to make fake Rolexes and they turned legit and they just had some parts left from the fake times and just put everything together. So put the GMT bezel with a dial that says 1,200 meters of water resistant automatic.
It must be for £184. It must be the buy of the century, but for something must be really off it. It feels like the kind of quartz that you get from the quartz watch is a bad name.
If you're diving to 1,250 meters, you're not buying that watch.
Yeah. Summed it up pretty cool.
We'll take you off the screen.
Totally unique watch.
Yeah, get rid of that shit.
I've got a bit sick in my mouth there, Tom.
Not surprising. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you just made me.
That birthday cake.
Saying that even put a bit of skin in my mouth. I'm gonna have to have a bit more Easter egg if I'm. So next is Helm, and they're coming out of Hong Kong and southern China, where they relocated manufacturing and shipping to be close to the suppliers and monitor every step of production process. Helm watches are American-owned and operated with roots in Northern Carolina. And this Kuruburi model by Helm is a beast and has the look of a professional diving instrument. Named after a coastal town in southern Thailand, the Kuruburi has a 300-meter depth rating. Its 42-millimeter case is made bigger by the 43-millimeter bezel, and watch is 16-millimeter thick, so it's a beast.
Oh.
Powered by a Seiko NH38 no-date movement with 40 hours power reserve. There are four dial hand and bezel color variants with super luminova. The 42-millimeter wide bracelet tapers to 20-millimeter at the clasp, and the canvas and rubber straps are available. There's a waiting list for these watches, and I think that they have managed to keep the price down to a very reasonable one, which is $310, including $35 shipping. The 10 o'clock crown there's a 10 o'clock crown on this one, although in this review, although they're now at 4 o'clock, and they come in at $310 or $375 in titanium. So Helm watches, what do we think of Helm? I mean, they're chunky beasts if you look at that. Really chunky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
one for the big wrists people like Bill that mentioned that he has a upwards from 8 inches. I think that would be perfect. For me, I wouldn't dare wear such a watch. It's too big for me. I would look like this guy that's showing the photo.
And I can see Orange Hand just loving that crown as well. That's sticking out like a tuna can. Yeah, I'm with Abdul. Yeah, bit too much watch for me, that one.
The first picture you had, Tom, was the crown at 11 o'clock. Was that their?
It looks like it's at 10 o'clock.
10
the
o'clock.
crown.
10 o'clock, yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit weird, isn't it?
SKX Destro.
I mean, some sins do crowns at 10 o'clock, and
It's a weird place for a crown, 10 o'clock. I'm just trying to think, like, you know what I mean? Like moving your hand around.
Yeah, you just have to...
4 o'clock is but better.
Yeah.
And that's what they did. They moved it to 4 o'clock, you were saying?
They moved it to 4 o'clock now.
Yeah, that makes sense, yeah. 10 o'clock is a stupid position for a crown, if you ask me. It just doesn't make sense.
No, it looks odd.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. So we're not fans of this one then.
No.
No. Ben's go straight to the point. No. Okay.
It reminds me a bit of the Zelos Hammerhead, but it looks even bigger than that even. And that's a big old watch.
Yeah.
Plenty of options, but like again, as Abdul was saying, if you've got a bigger wrist, maybe you want to carry something like that off. But
Bill says it's a new 41. He's releasing his own watch, isn't he?
Oh, is he?
Yeah. I don't know what it's going to look like. We'll find out in due course, but yeah. So next up, Vero. And Vero Watches was founded in 2016 in Venice Beach, Los Angeles, by 2 friends, Ryan Torres and Regan Cook. They say that they had a goal of building an affordable everyday wristwatch that blended tasteful design with extreme durability and functionality. And they've produced some run-of-the-mill black-dialed and bezel divers, and they're doing a range of solar-powered divers, but they also try to have fun with some of their designs, like this limited edition, which says on their website sold out, but they also have a button to press if you want notifying when it's available. For $699, it's a 39mm 200 meter water resistant case with an exhibition case back showing a slim Miyota 9015 movement. There's a multi-layered dial with a roulette 6 o'clock date and two-tone sapphire crystal 120 click bezel with a coin edge grip and BGW9 infused lume profile. The green, olive, and yellow colouring is inspired by the rich kelp forest surrounding Anacapa, which is one of the islands off the coast of Ventura, California. And is it too much? Is it overload, or is it too arty, do you think?
I like that. I think the colour scheme works quite well. Seems to be quite a well-refined watch. I don't see a thick rehaut there. Obviously, it's a little more out there than what we're used to, but the that almost roulette wheel index, it works for me. I think the greens are fabulous. They're very pastel-y type greens. The K shape looks cool. They've like borrowed the lyre looks from a Speedy, maybe.
Speedy, yeah.
I like that package. So to me, on first view, without getting it in hand, do you have a thickness detail on that, Tom?
I don't. No, I don't run down. No.
But that works well. I think that really works well.
Yeah, I like it more with the strap, but the brushing on the bracelet and the male end links, I'm not a big fan of. But yeah, if you have it on like a beige NATO or a green leather or whatever, that's a really nice summer watch.
Yeah. It looks like the bezel is kind of what would you call it? Convex or concave, either one. Like the Captain Cook, like the Rado Captain Cook, like it falls inwards.
Concave.
That's how you'd like it, Abdul. Is it on that NATO?
Exactly.
NATO.
Exactly. Yeah. I feel when you make a bracelet that has a different brush style than the case, and then add to it the male end link, I'm out. I'm just take the bracelet off for me. I'm not gonna wear it.
I'm out. Yeah, I dig it.
The date also in red?
I think the colors going on here. I think it's cool. It's something different, man. Yeah, I reckon it's cool. I like it.
Yeah.
Funky.
Really nice.
Nice twisted lugs, from Orange Hand, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I quite like that one. I thought it was a nice colorway, nice different, something different.
Yeah.
And just sort of sticking with the colorways, we've got the brand that JCB's wearing, and they're well known for their colorways. And Zelos, founded in 2014 by El Tang. Their watches are crafted mainly in China and Hong Kong, then shipped to a warehouse in Singapore, where Mr. Tang puts them through close scrutiny before his fulfillment partner shipped them. Thanks to their reputation for quality, style, and ruggedness, any Zelos you buy will surely retain a lot of its value. In Greek mythology, Zelos or Zelos was the daemon that personified dedication, emulation, eager, rivalry, envy, jealousy, and zeal, which is great energy or enthusiasm in pursuit of a cause or objective. And this Horizons model is from 2020 review and is currently sold out on the Zelos website, as their watches sell out in minutes when they're launched.
Yeah.
There's too many collectors loyal to the brand. But it gives you an idea of the lovely designs they come up with, especially their dials. The textured real fume dial watch also has a loomed bezel insert.
Bezel.
And the 39mm case is for 200-meter water resistant, and the bracelet has a quicker dust clasp. The dial is textured with a C3X1 and BGW9 lume, and inside there's a Miyota 9015 movement powering the watch, although Zelos make more expensive models with Le Joux movements. The Mako, the Black Tip, the Spearfish, the Hammerhead models are all in their current dive watch range, but I believe the Horizons models are now discontinued. And this one is on the website for $549. Although, as I say, I think it's discontinued. But they go for around that price. They go for around that $500 price. Sorry. Yeah, $500 price.
Yeah, they've got an interesting business model, Thomas. What they do is they'll do a run of watches. So they'll do a run of, hammerheads or black tips, and they'll produce, say, 1,000 pieces in each dial color, and then that's it. Once they get sold out, they'll bring them back maybe later, but they might do a different twist on it. Like the black tip, this one, sold out, and then it was a few years later when they brought it out again, but with different dial colors, and I think in titanium as well. So they don't really have any regular production watches, as far as I'm aware. They generally will just have like a run of pieces, and then and that's why they sell out quickly, because people know that they're not going to be around forever. So all the Zelos people just go and fucking buy them as soon as they hit the website. Basically, they're sold out in minutes. Yeah, it's crazy. That's quite smart if you think about it. Like the guy, he sort of generates a buzz with each release.
Yes,
so it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just as the brand in general, Tom. I'm a huge fan of it. I think if you're going into micro brands, you can't do better than Zelos. I think the whole philosophy behind it. The guy's name is Elchin Tang. He loves to experiment with materials. I think his offering is incredible value for money. His designs, for me, they're more hit than miss, but like something like this to me has too much going on. But then that's very subjective, as my tastes are quite simple. I own a Speedy and a Black Bay 58, for heaven's sake, so it doesn't get more simplistic than that. So some of them I think have a bit too much going on stylistically. I think he's trying to do too much with them. But then some of his other offerings, I was massively interested in his burnt amber swordfish that came out. There was a 39mm and a 42mm. But if, as JCB was saying, if you're not quick off the mark with Zelos, you really need to be signed up to their newsletter and know when the drops are happening if there's something that interests you. Because the 39mm was sold out within days. Does incredible stuff with mother of pearl dials and various different materials. He has a zirc, what he likes to call a zirc tie alloy, which is like zirconium and titanium folded over and put together. But that's in his Halo models. So he does the budget range, and then he every so often releases these Halo models that include the movements by Le Joux, which of course are owned by Citizen as well. And he's done a tourbillon, and he's done an 8-day. So fabulously innovative guy, and the Zelos community as JCB. If you go to the Facebook Zelos page, you've never seen such an active and enthusiastic community. So fabulous brand, and really, to me, this is the embodiment of what a micro brand should be.
Yeah.
Doing well. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, definitely. And what the cool thing I like about the brand, in addition to what Ben has said, is that he's really got his own design language going on, and you can basically tell a Zelos watch when you look at it. Like it doesn't matter what it is, if it's a diver or his field watch or his chronograph or whatever. There's just these little design elements that he's got nailed down sort of across the range, and you can look at one and you know it's a Zelos, whereas a lot of micro brands tend to just have that cookie cutter Submariner look or Black Bay look or whatever it is. They're not really stepping out in the design language. Whereas Zelos, I think that's one of the reasons that's made them so popular, is that fact. It's that they give you something different from a design point of view, and there's a sort of this there's this sort of unique language that's unique to Zelos, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I think they're great watches. Like Ben said, they're great, and they've obviously carved out a niche for themselves, and they're on a winning streak, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
They've got a fan base. They've built up a social media profile. They've got a fan base who are loyal to them. And
well, there's even a question like, are they even a micro brand anymore? Have they crossed the threshold?
I was just gonna say that
coming out of a micro brand. That's a question that we could ask as well.
And I'd love to see them. I've often thought I'd love to see them push into the mainstream. But one thing that you can get, and you can get it with a lot of micro brands, even in the the luxury range like Fears or Garrick or something like that, is Elshin Tang is available on Facebook. You just need to @ him. He will come back to you, which you don't get that with mainstream brands, that sort of level of personableness. And I've seen him. He responds to all queries.
Yeah, he's super active in that Facebook group. If there's anyone complains or something, he's onto it straight away. He'll be like, "Oh yeah, send me a message. I'll sort it out," or whatever it is. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Then kicks him off and bans him.
Yeah.
Just joking.
Yes, Rob D says Direnzo and Serica stand out to him for uniqueness. Now, I wanted to share this Serica.
Oh, I love Serica.
But it's out of the £1,000 bracket. It's not in the £1,000 bracket. This one's €1,490. So I did want to include it because I really like it. Founded in 2019 by two French friends, Serica brought their WWW4512 field watch in that year, and designed in France and made in Switzerland. They brought out the 5303 which is this watch, in 2021. Sorry, and this crystal blue 5303-3 version in 2022. 300-meter water resistant with a 39mm case and crystal blue polished ceramic bezel insert. The case is a Faraday cage to magnetically protect the Soprod M100 movement. There's an option of having a crown at 3 o'clock or an LHD crown, Destro, at 9 o'clock. Unfortunately, this is priced at €1,490, quite a bit above the prices I was looking at, but €90 that is, and a bit above the prices I was looking at, but with it being a bit of a retro rip-off of my beloved GDP01 that I'm wearing, I thought I'd get your opinions on it. So what do you think to this one?
I'm not just as a quick aside, I think their field watch is one of the nicest field watches going, and I
do with that bonklet bracelet.
Incredible. This is okay. It doesn't grab me totally great. I wonder, is it a measure of success if the Chinese factories are cloning you? Because I see Chinese factories are cloning this now on.
I think so. Yeah.
Not that I'd be on AliExpress or anything now, but
sure.
I hear.
For sure.
Yeah.
You've got the app on your home screen. We know. I like.
They wish me happy birthday today.
I reckon this watch is cool, man. Just looking at the details and how it's put together, that link, the end link there with the mesh bracelet coming into it. Man, that's cool. I like it. And so it's like a faded green sort of bezel, like a minty color, is it?
Yeah, it's like a minty sort of green. Yeah, so they call it crystal blue.
Crystal blue. Sort of matches up with the loom there as well, and the loom plots on the dial a little bit. There's a bit of a link there, but that color is unique. You don't see that color much sort of giving me a bit of Zodiac Seawolf sort of vibes, a little bit that color somewhere. So yeah, no, I like it, man. That's cool.
But it's 500 euros over the 1,000 bracket we're looking at. So
Yeah,
too expensive for me. I like the green. I have to say, I don't like the indices. I don't like the way they're coming towards the center of the. It throws my eye line out a bit.
coming in a bit, yeah.
And then you've got the P0, as you say, Tom. You got the P01 end links, and I'm not a fan of mesh bracelets. So
right.
okay, maybe okay, but like 50 getting very expensive.
Yeah. Okay, so that was your watch, Rob D. I like it because it's like my P01 I'm wearing. I'm a huge fan of that, and it's a more budget entries. But another sort of brand by French founders, founded in 2016 by Frenchman Etienne Malek, as the name Baltic. And we all know them. The name Baltic refers to his father's roots on the northern coast of Poland. And the brand gets quite a bit of a bashing from YouTubers. They produce a majority of their components in Hong Kong and assemble and adjust their watches in France, where they produce their straps. This is the Aquascape Classic, and was the brand's first dive watch, I believe, and is a direct nod to the old skin divers of the 60s and 70s. There are different versions of the Aquascape, but this blue-dialed one has gilt tones. The 39mm case is 200-meter water resistant, and the 120-click unidirectional bezel has blue sapphire crystal, and then inside is a Miyota 9039 with 42 hours power reserve. Matching the blue bezel is a Sunray blue dial, and comes on a black tropic rubber strap with a beads of rice bracelet is also available. But this comes in at 580 euros, so it's well within the budget. What do I think about Baltic? Are they? Do you think they deserve the bashing they get off several YouTubers? But
What do they get bashed for? Like, what's the beef that they have?
well, I've often seen when I've watched Bobby Legs, Amin gives them a bashing. Amin reviews. He always sort of rolled his eyes at Baltic, and a couple of other people laugh at them. I think it's just microbrands in general that they sort of feel are
yeah. I think
bad, because they always tend to say, don't buy microbrands, buy Seiko or Citizen, But I'm a big advocate for microbrands. I think if a watch enthusiast wants to start a company and fulfill his vision of a nice watch, more power to him. And I'd rather support a microbrand than just another Seiko or another Citizen. I'd rather support a microbrand because 100%. You're going to see more variety. You're going to see more. You're going to see more design. You're going to see more stuff come out. It's only healthy for the industry. I think.
Yeah, and on that point, then where you're talking about, you see more variety, and like some of the watches we looked at from Zelos and Vero and the Scurfa one, and the ones that we looked at previous are trying to do something different, whereas Baltic and Laurier are a bit derivative of what's come in the past. So I have no doubt the execution is fabulous. I think they probably do better stuff than their diver range, which is very, very derivative. That MRO1 collection, I think, is superb. But they keep the movements are Chinese. They keep the prices down. And look, I suppose, like as we've mentioned already, like Seiko is now moving into a higher price tier. Like my very first watch for watching TGV, because that's what got, because he's everywhere when you start looking for a new watch, was the SKX. So I'm your archetypal collector. That's how I came in. And it cost me €195. You can't do that anymore. You can't buy a Seiko for that kind of money. So this is as Abdul said at the start, this is where you're looking now to get in something at the really affordable level.
Yeah. Just like to say hello to my friend, the Watch Apprentice. He's sailing the Caribbean at the moment. He's on a cruise in the Caribbean, the lucky man. So
safe travels. Enjoy it.
Good morning to you, and hope you're enjoying it, Watch Apprentice. Yeah. So yeah, Baltic. I mean, the Aquascape. A lot of people like it. It's a bit ordinary for me.
Yeah,
a bit boring. Yeah, a bit too boring for me.
I'm sort of going to say the same thing Ben said, but in a different way. Like this watch it's really good looking, but it's just sort of like there's nothing different about it really. I think I'm saying the same thing in the same way. It's just derivative. It just looks like it's a really good looking watch. Don't get me wrong, but like how it's just boring. It just looks like sort of every other Black Bay sort of clone out there. It's just sort of taken little bits and pieces from here and there, and it's just not doing anything different. And to me, that's the appeal about this part of the market. This under $1,000 or under £1,000 market. This is where you can play with something a bit different. You know, you can spend your money on something that's a bit crazy and looks a bit different. You can get a crazy color dial. You can get some different color, you know, some different looking numerals or whatever. You can have, you know, and you're not going to blow your cash on, you know, you're not blowing a big ton of cash. You can sort of afford to have some fun in this part of the market. That's what I see, this part of the market. Hence, you know, why I went for something a little bit, you know, with a crazy blue dial, you know. So when I look at this one, I just think, yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
this just does nothing for me, that sort of watch.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that sentiment. You can have fun here. You should be having fun here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
if you're going to do a copy paste safe design, maybe use flamboyant colors. So something that's just like, wow, I never saw this color before, or two different colors, something different. I think they're just playing it safe to sell the models for people who are like Ben saying, I want my first watch not to look too much different because I want to wear it at work. I want to take it on vacation. I want to wear it on the weekends. I want something blue or black. Looks like Submariner, looks like a Bassiscaf or 50 Fathoms. And then people start like, I want something different.
Yeah.
I think if you're that sort of buyer, Abdul, then sure. I think, you know, Baltic offers you a lot because you get a nice looking watch that you could wear to the office. You could wear it on the weekend. Like if you're that sort of person, maybe you're not like us where you don't spend $5,000 on a watch or whatever. You know, this is where you want to buy one watch and you're going to spend $300 and that's going to be it for the next 5 years or something, and you need something to get you through. So, you know, that's what I mean. Like they're good looking watches and they could have a market there for that sort of buyer. That's just not me. So.
Yeah, well, this is a brand that I first saw one of the Time Love shows BQ Watches back in June and 2023. And I also saw the British Watchmakers Day and found it in this Isotope. This is a Hydrium California. Comes in a little bit above budget, £1,080, and founded in 2016 by Jose and Joanna Miranda. Isotope watches are based in Henfield, England, and operate primarily from facilities in Switzerland. There were one main 40mm case style for the dive watches, and a mainly funky dial designs. On July the 15th, 1942, Rolex was awarded a patent, which was now expired, for a dial with Roman numerals on the top half and Arabic numerals on the bottom half, and they advertised them as error-proof dials. Hannah and I started using these type of dials on their watches supplied by Rolex around 1944, although they claimed to have a prototype with this type of dial in 1936. one of the stories of how the California dial got its name is that vintage watch dealers were having the dials original Rolex doublebacks refinished, and a man by the name of Kirk Rich was their go-to guy, and he's based in California. And the name kind of stuck with experts who used to indicate these refinished dials. Among the general public, it quickly became known it quickly became the sort of legitimate designation for all these dials, and featuring this unique combination of numerals. So back to the Isotope watch. It has a grainy black dial with a matte effect where the numerals stand out. The numbers and stick hands of supernova, and the dial is surrounded by a 120-click bezel. Inside the micro-blasted 300-meter water-resistant case is a Swiss lander on movement with 40 hours power reserve. I nearly bought this watch instead of my Scottish Watches edition. But I liked it so much, and I haven't got a California dial. I really looked for it.
Pretty sick watch, man. I like it.
Yeah. That's cool, man. That's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like it.
Yeah.
My only thing is I'm just not sure about the font of the numbers on the bezel and even on the dial. I don't know. It's just it's okay. I'm just looking at the font, going, maybe they could have done something a little bit different. And maybe I'm just being picky, but that's my only thing. But besides that, I think it's cool.
It's quite Bauhaus on the bezel.
You know, I feel like they had the watch in a different size and maybe resized it, and then the font somehow resized with this dial as well. It looks like a little bit weird somehow, but I totally understand what you're saying. But yeah, it looks really cool, but yeah.
The case is quite thin, I think, but it's got a double. Well, it's 12 no, it's not thin actually. It's 13 mil and 15 mil with the double dome sapphire crystal. It reminds me, like, the case looks kind of like monoblock, like it's made from one piece or whatever. It reminds me of one of the,
it is
one of the Speedmasters we were looking at the last time I was on the show, but it doesn't have the thinness of that particular Speedmaster. But God, they do a great job on their website with their photography. Is amazing. It really makes you want to watch.
Yeah.
Love the hands. Second hand is very, very cool.
Yeah,
it's nice.
Cool.
Just a really, really cool watch.
Yeah. So that's Isotope, and I can't say good enough things about them. Really like the brand. Really good stuff they do.
The photography is incredible. I love that little 12 o'clock marker on the bezel too. Something different, like a teardrop. But
it's a signature for their brand. It's like a head. I've forgotten they call it the something egg. I've forgotten what they call it.
It's like an inverted egg, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah.
The photography on their website is incredible.
Yeah. Real nice watches. Real nice. So I'm moving on to one that the Watch Apprentice is a big fan of, and he was considering buying. And it's by a brand that have probably, like we mentioned about Zelos, transitioned out of the microbrand sphere now, and that's Christopher Ward. Pretty much all watch nerds know about Christopher Ward, and based in England and run by Peter Ellis, Christopher Ward, and CEO Mike France. Their watches are built by hand in Switzerland. This 40mm C60 Atoll 300 is apparently inspired by seascapes and the Indian Ocean, with a shark white lacquered dial that gradually goes from light to dark, with a colour matching date wheel. The sandblasted 120-click unidirectional bezel matches nicely with the superluminova field indexes and handset, as well as the up-to-date Christopher Ward flag logo. Coming on a white Aquaflex rubber strap, the Solita SW200-1 with customized rotor can be seen through the exhibition case pack, powering the watch with a 38 hours power reserve, and it comes in at £760. So I don't know whether it's a right to be in this show for a Microbrand.
Yeah, sort of. Now I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I'm probably with you as well. I feel like they're probably out of the Microbrand territory, and they have been for probably the last 3 or 4 years. I would say. Christopher Ward, they're pretty big brand now. They're pretty they're mainstream, I reckon.
Yeah, I would agree.
Macro brand, or
I agree.
I don't know what you'd call it.
I don't know what you call it. Maybe mainstream.
How do you call it? A shining watch, like the Belcanto.
The Belcanto.
Like if you're doing a shining watch, you're not a micro brand anymore, in my opinion, because that's a complicated. Yeah, that's a complicated mechanical watch.
Yeah.
I love that watch.
Well, Zelos are the same. Zelos are the same, aren't they, Ben? You've got quite complicated Zelos, haven't you? I mean, they do Tobians and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, it has an 8-day Le Joux Parade double barrel movement. So yeah, they delve into complications. I would still consider Zelos a microbrand, though. Christopher Ward's maybe not so much anymore. But Christopher Ward are around a long time as well, aren't they? Like they're decades in the business now as such.
Exactly.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah. Well, they started off sort of doing. They were a little bit like Steinhardt in that they were just sort of doing Submariner sort of.
Doing Explorer 2 copies, copies, weren't there, with a Sealander. And
but the cool thing is, but then they got a design team, and then they started making their own designs and putting quality pieces together with nice movements and packaging up good watches at a good price. And so obviously they got all the success that came.
I think underachieving watch collectors here on the head, really, an inexpensive independent brand. More than a micro brand.
Right. Yeah.
I have very mixed feelings about them. Like, I'm sure the diver that you just showed is really well done and fabulously executed, a really good watch. They have their Sealander series, which to me is a rip-off of some of the older Rolex GMTs. They haven't gone. But then they come out with the Belcanto, and you're just like, wow, what a watch.
Yeah.
The Belcanto was a game changer for me in terms of how I consider Christopher Ward. And it's been a game changer for them too.
Yeah.
Really innovative and providing a watch with an open worked dial with the sub-dial time, almost like something like MB&F. We all know it's not going to be finished to the standard of an MB&F. But for 4,000, I think it's somewhere between 4,000 and 5,000 euro.
Yeah.
Absolute game changer. Not so much a fan of the new 12, but the Belcanto that really is a game changer.
Yeah. Yeah. So on to another American brand, Jack Mason, and their Hydro Timer Dive Watch. You need some vacuuming, Abdul. You got the coffee machine on. So Jack Mason, founded in 2015 by several co-founders, including Peter Cho. Jack Mason watches are based in Texas and are just really coming into their own as an American watch brand. The Hydro Timer Dive Watch comes in black or white dials, and followed on from their successful Stratotimer GMT release in 2022. The Hydro Timer is assembled and regulated in the US to impressive timekeeping accuracy of plus minus 5 seconds a day. And for a Miyota 9039 movement, that sounds pretty good. And that's housed in a 40mm vintage-inspired cushion-shaped case, which has a 3-piece link bracelet with a curved link design, all covered in scratch-resistant coating. There's also on-the-fly micro adjust buckle, 120-click unidirectional ceramic bezel matches the matte sand finish style, and they have 300 meters water resistant. These go for $729 or $644, I think, if you're not based in the US, so you don't get US taxes. But $729. So yeah, quite nice watches. Not bad.
Yeah, this just falls in the category of copy paste somehow. Like you take some of that and some of that and just put a watch, sell a couple of pieces to the next one.
It's very Doxa looking, isn't it?
It's got a bit of Doxa vibes about it. You're right, Ben. Yeah.
Like I like more things like Vero or Vero.
Yeah, you're right. It's got a bit of Doxa vibes about it, Ben. But they're doing well, Peter Cho. I mean, it's $729. It is quite a cut and paste sort of design, but then a lot of dive watches are. I mean,
it's a good looking watch. There's no doubt about it. It's a classy looking watch. It looks nice and clean.
I don't mind the case. Bezel's kind of cool. I don't like that hour hand though. That just sort of looks a bit weird. It's like they went for a snowflake hour hand, but thought, okay, well, we can't make a snowflake one. Let's just make it round.
It
is a bit weird. All right, yeah.
That's what I'm saying about copy paste. You know, like you copy something and then you say, oh, we might get sued for doing these hands. Make it a little bit round, and okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Take care, Russell.
Later, Russ.
At the intro of the show.
See you, Russell.
Later, buddy.
So we're not a fan of this Jack Mason.
Yeah, it's a bit
ordinary.
It's a bit boring, I think. A bit derivative is probably the word. Copy paste, as Abdul says. Yeah.
Copy paste. I like that. I like that. That one. Okay, get rid of that one. I like this next one. I'm a big fan of this next one. And that's Unimatic. And always have been since they're released. Founded in 2015 by Giovanni Moro and Simone Nunziato, who both trained as industrial designers in Milan. Their first watch was this model Uno style watch. And the watches are made in Italy in collaboration with leading suppliers like Sellita and Seiko for the movements, among others, available to ensure top quality in this market segment. And this UN Classic has a 41mm case, which is 300m water resistant. The minimalist matte black dial has indices with pale green C3 Super Luminova. And inside the watch is powered by a Seiko NH35A automatic movement with 41 horsepower reserve. The brushed steel case comes with a nylon strap and has 2 years warranty, and it costs €525. So I think that's great. I'm a big fan of this watch. Nice minimalist look. Don't know what you think of this one, whether you're fans or not.
I love it. I like Unimatic as a brand. This is to me, it's very cool. Stealthy watch. Probably not so functional with just the one marking on the bezel, but stealthy. Has that monoblock design again. Really well executed, fantastic, and great to see something coming out of Italy.
Yeah, for €525, I don't think you can go wrong, really.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. The case looks pretty thin as well. So yeah, it's nice. I was thinking I would hate the bezel because it doesn't have any markers on it, but when if you move that bezel around, you actually use the dial markers against the, you can track the minutes that have elapsed.
Yeah,
sure. Based on the actual dial markers. It just takes your brain a few extra, like a second or two extra to do the calculation. It's not as quick as just seeing what the number is, but you can still use it. Like it's not too bad. So yeah, it's not a bad watch at all. Yeah, don't mind it.
It's got an orange hand seal of approval, so we're all right for this one.
Okay.
Somehow I don't hate the crown on Unimatics compared to Laurier. Chunky but more refined.
Yeah, because it tapers. They've done more to it. It's, as he says, it's more refined. It's not just a block. Like there's undulations to it, and it's beveled at the edge. Those things do make a difference.
Yeah, and I like this idea. Like, okay, if you go minimal, go all in minimal. Like, I would have loved if just Unimatic was written on the dial and all the information was on the back, on the case back, because then it would be for me pure minimal watch. Okay, that's really cool.
Good point.
One dot on the bezel, one line on the dial, the rest is on the case back. That's my only thing I don't like about the watch. Other than that, I really like the idea as well.
Good point.
D-Time Love Show in the comments, Tom, is just saying it's 14 mil thick, but it's 500 meters water resistance.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, actually, there's a diagram there. It's 13.6 mil thick.
Got a double dome crystal. So 14 mil would be with the crystal, I imagine.
Yes.
It doesn't say how thick it is there. It says it's 300 meter water resistant.
If you scroll on down there's a white there. You have a diagram there.
Okay.
Oh yeah, 13.5 thick. Just there.
13.6.
13.6, sorry, yeah.
Wow. Why do you need a 500 meter water resistant and a minimalistic watch that would be most likely a desk driver?
It's 300 meters water resistant, that's all. 300 meters.
300.
I would rather have a 300 meters. Just make it 100 meters resistance and make it kind of 5 millimeters thinner. I would rather have that, because who would dive with a non-marked bezel? Like, let's be honest.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, I really like this one. I don't know what you guys reckon, but it's a hit for me with this one.
Yeah, I like it. It's cool.
Yep.
It's cool on that NATO as well.
Yeah. So, move on. And we've got Spinnaker. Now, this is on their website for £277. And checking on the web about the Spinnaker brand, one source said they're Italian-made with some newer collections being assembled in Switzerland. Another source, however, said that Spinnaker is not actually a microbrand, but one of many brands owned by a Chinese-based international conglomerate with its own factory, and the brand is marketed as a microbrand to watch collectors. Anyway, this brand model has a 42mm super compressor style case and has an inner rotating dialing bezel and this neo-vintage styling with a big sapphire crystal. And the water resistant is 180 meters, and the watch is powered by a Seiko NH35 automatic movement. For £277, it seems like a very good price, and it comes on a leather strap. The Easter sale on the website even gives you 20% off that price, so they can't give them away.
I have a personal grudge against Spinnaker watches.
Really?
Yeah, well, justified. It's probably not justified, but they did a collaboration there at Halloween with Second. Do you know the French?
Oh yeah, the Fleurs, the
Fleurs, yeah,
yeah.
With the 50. It was actually
50 Phantoms.
50 Phantoms,
yeah.
And he actually put 50 Phantoms ghosts on the dial, and they loomed differently. Some were green loom, some were blue loom. It was very, very cool, but they had such a limited supply of them. And I had one in my basket. It was like the coolest one with a grey ghosted bezel, and it went through. I paid for it and everything, and then I get an email going, "Sorry, you're too late," and then refunded.
That's the worst.
Yeah. So I'm like, though, but it's the best thing they've ever done. I'm not crazy on this. I just don't think it's a great design. The Spinnaker watches, as one of our commenters in the comments was saying, I think the logo is not wonderful. But that 50 Phantoms collaboration with Second really captured the imagination. They're still shipping them, actually, a blue one, but it left a sour taste in my mouth.
Yeah. I mean,
understandable.
Yeah, I can understand that. I've seen people still getting their second those 50 Phantoms, only just getting them.
They're just getting them now. Yeah, they came out with a black dial one, a black dial and a black bezel and a ghosted bezel. They were extremely limited, and they sold out. So to try and make amends, they said we'd bring out a blue dial one with a ghosted blue bezel, and they sold them based on a render, I guess, and they're just shipping now. Look, they look cool. The Flus is a big watch. I think a lot of the Spinnaker watches are quite large. Serious watches, that website sells a lot of them, but not for me. Not for me, these ones.
Yeah. Okay, then. Seeing as it's your birthday, I'll get rid of it.
That's only one opinion, Tom.
No, it's fair enough.
And it's tainted by, a bitter Ben.
Well, I'm sort of the same. Someone gave me a Spinnaker watch once, and it was just the shittest quality thing that I've ever had.
Glad you said that.
I'm tainted because of that one experience.
Yeah.
I'm sure they've got some decent watches, but the one that's what gave to me. I think they gave it to me because they didn't want it, and they were like, "Oh, here, JCB, you're a watch guy. You might like this." And I was like, "What the fuck are you giving me this for?
Yeah,
take it back, you bastard." So,
you buy watches and you do all your research and all, but sometimes some things are so cheap you can tell they're just going to be shite.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so this next brand is Magrette, and Dion Wynnard Macasey has based his watch brand out of Auckland, New Zealand. One day he glimpsed a name that spoke the words mysterious, alluring, old world and strong, and that name was Magrette. And the case is made in Auckland, straps made by a specialist in Canada, graphic design is done by a Kiwi that's based in Taiwan, and dials are supplied from Germany. And as a fan of classic yachts, Dion wanted the brand to associate itself with yachting. And in 2010, Magrette launched their first release of the Moana Pacific diver. In 2017, Magrette released this professional version seen on screen, which sold out quickly. And today they have a titanium version of the Moana Pacific Professional on their website, which only differs in its grade 5 titanium instead of being steel like the one on the screen, and has a ceramic black bezel insert and Moana Pacific written on the red dial instead of in red on the dial instead of a grey like this one on the screen. The watch has a 44mm case, which is 500-meter water resistant, and has a Celia SW200-1 automatic movement with 38 hours power reserve. It comes on a black or grey rubber strap, and the dial has BGW9 super looping over it. And the current titanium version is in its second edition of 300 pieces and costs $848. And I think it looks great. I really like this one, to be honest with you. It's got a different design language. It's a bit unique, and I don't know what you think, or what you think of this one.
It looks like that shitter Spinnaker is doing the rounds there.
I reckon JJ gave it away as well within a couple of weeks. No, this Magrette's cool. I like the dial. I like the design too, Thomas. Yeah, I reckon this is cool.
So somebody mentioned it's big like Panerai watches. It's got a serious Radiomir vibe to it, doesn't it?
It's a chunky one, definitely, yeah.
But again, he's trying to do something different. Like, it's big. Wow, it's very Panerai. Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah, that's too big, man. That's too chunky for me.
Big boy.
Yeah, look at that.
Big boy watch.
What's the
But there
numbers
is a
on
market
that?
for this. Like, just because we're kind of
16,
lip-wristed.
17?
I don't know what the thickness is. I know it's 44mm case, so it's going to be a thick boy.
Yeah,
That's
Bill
going to be
K.
close to like 17, 18.
It's like 18 millimeters. Yeah, exactly. I was thinking the same thing. Maybe it's a great watch for somebody playing rugby.
But there's a market for, like, if you've obviously there's a market for watches like this, like our 8-inch wristed friend in the comments. I just see Bill K's, but a buddy of his has had a Magrette for several years and likes it very much. I can see how, I mean, design wise, I think it's fab. It's I like the case. It's obviously got serious Panerai vibes.
It's for the big wristed guy, definitely. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Well, so just because we're dainty wristed girls doesn't mean that there's not a market for this kind of thing. Of course there is.
And Mason's just going back to the Laurier. Looking back at the Laurier Neptune, I like it. Wish you did a 42mm variant with a sapphire crystal, even if it were to cost more. Get in touch with them, Mason. Put it to them. So, we'll move on. That's the Moana from Magrette, Moana Pacific. Now, this one, D-Time Love Show will be familiar with because he's reviewed a lot of these, and it's Vanessen with a Venturine dial. I love that Venturine dial. Run by two Italian brothers, Alberto and Alessandro Morelli, and based in Venice, Italy. Vanessen won Watch of the Year in 2023 in the Italian magazine called Horology Awards, and a few months ago for their Neredi Ultra Black model. I've chosen to look at a model that I prefer, which has a lovely Venturine glass style. Venturine being a particular glass process technique invented in Venice in the 17th century, characterized by needle-like metal micro-inclusions, which produce a multitude of glittering reflections reminiscent of stone aventurine. And this has a 42mm case with a 120-click bezel, which is 200-meter water resistant with BGW9 superluminova on the dial. Powering the watch is a Celia SW200-1 Swiss movement with although the watch comes with a rubber strap for €779, the Canova bracelet can be added for only €85, allowing it up for a sporty look or a more dressy look with the bracelet. And I really like this. I don't know what you think, fellas.
Yeah, same. I like it too. I would have liked it maybe with a navy bezel, just sort of to match the dial a little bit, maybe. Maybe I don't know, the gray's cool, but like you don't really see many navy blue bezels on divers these days. Like dark blue, you see blue, but not super dark blue, like to match that adventure. That would kind of be cool, I reckon. But yeah, I like it. I like it too.
Bill is after saying about 3 or 4 watches we've looked at are like 4-piece watch. I'm dying to see what 4-piece watch look like because
we haven't even seen 4-piece watch yet, Bill. So you can't say that. We don't know what it looks like.
What's he doing? Is he bringing out a watch or something? I'm missing
He's
the guy.
He's bringing out a watch basically.
Okay,
so
okay.
we don't know what it looks like because he hasn't revealed it yet. And
okay,
Bill's just having digs at it. So
Okay.
He's just taking a piss.
yeah, he's just taking a piss. So.
Do we know if it's a diver even?
We don't know what it looks like, so I'm not really that interested in it, to be honest with you. But yeah, Dee's saying that this is a tungsten bezel, and
Imagine that's going to make it increase the weight of it. Like tungsten has the same weight value as gold, as far as I'm aware.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because they often use it as, in terms of a micro rotor. There's a Hangzhou 5000 movement. Baltic use it in their watch, the MRO1 with the offset subdial. And in order for the micro rotor to have enough weight in it, and obviously it's not going to be gold, they use tungsten.
yeah, but I just like the clearing dial. I just like for diver, I like that sparkling dial.
Yeah.
Call me a softie.
It's kind of. I feel like it's kind of hard to fuck up with this aventurine. Like, there's not many aventurine dials that you look at and go, that's shit. Like, whenever you see one, you're like, that's pretty cool. That's what I find anyway. Yeah.
D-Time Love Show, Mason once saying tungsten is more robust than ceramic even. So that's cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Aventurine for me, I'm not a fan of aventurine dials. Maybe they look better if Omega is doing it, but at this price range, I don't know. I just think they're a little bit. Look at us with our aventurine dial type thing.
Bill Cain's read about some poor customer services with Nico. Maybe, I don't know, Bill. I'm not. You probably know more about me than me, but I just browsed and. Sorry, Ben. You were saying.
I just think there's a few brands coming out with aventurine dials, and I don't know. I think there's probably Chinese factories producing these, like they're producing everything now, and it's not going to look like an Omega produced aventurine dial. It's going to look a bit lower class and cheaper.
Bit nasty.
Yeah.
So this is an interesting one, which I saw. Far and Swit. Never heard of them before. Based in Elmhurst, Illinois. Adam Hodge and Andrew Padesoid and Zach Switalski launched their flagship watch, the Seaplane, in 2019. Conceived as a daily beater, they say. They have 2 core versions, a steel day trip model and a PVD coated midnight landing model, as well as the occasional special edition they produce. With a 42mm case, this features 120 quick scratch resistant sapphire bezel and 100-meter water resistant and feature BGW9 lume on the bezel markers and hands. An exhibition case pack shows the Salita SW200 Swiss movement, and this watch is proudly assembled in the Midwest of America. The watches are limited to numbered to 500 pieces globally, and come on a sailcloth style strap with a rubber strap included. I prefer the midnight landing model of the two. This one, and they cost $679 each. So that's the midnight landing. You can see them next to each other there with the loom. Don't know what we think of these.
It doesn't do anything for me now, I have to say.
No.
Yeah, it doesn't grab me in any way. It's just like just throw a load of stuff at it and see what sticks.
I don't know about you guys, but this just kind of looks like a cheap watch to me. Like I don't know why, but I'm getting like vibes like it just looks like something I would see in a mall for $50 or something.
Yes,
nothing.
Agreed. Yeah, TK Maxx.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they fucked it up.
That's
Walmart watch, something like that.
Get off the screen.
TK Maxx, get it off the screen.
So watches are just shitters.
Exactly. You sort of That's the problem with this playground as well. You're gonna get some shitters. There's a lot of shitters. Okay, let's just face it. There's a lot of shitters in this playground.
Wolbrook watches. It's a microbrand as well. In 1949, Wolbrook watches were born in the USA. In 1955, their sister brand Douglas was created and started to offer highly legible with iconic green luminescent indices, all waterproof and shock protected tool watches for professionals with an active lifestyle. And at the end of the 50s, Wolbrook and Douglas started to produce some of their watches in France to take advantage of the French watchmaking know-how. In the early 60s, the companies introduced the skin diver watches, solid war resistant and highly legible with luminous markers and hands, a 24-hour military scale time scale, and a rotatable bezel with time zones and elapsed time. The mix of diving and pilot watch features made it the kind of tool watch a test pilot or NASA engineer would wear, and Neil Armstrong even wore Douglas skin diver as his backup to his standard issue one. And during the 1960s, Wolbrook manufactured a different variation of the skin diver, staying faithful to the less is more concepts of the watches, keeping them waterproof, functional, solid, and compact. And these are the ones that the re-editions have been made of. After disappearing in the quartz crisis and being asleep for 50 years, Wolbrook and Douglas was resurrected in 2019 by a passionate team of watchmaker veterans, and once again started production in France. The skin diver automatic with black dial and the vintage loom in the picture is £494, which is very good, I think, on the Beta Rice bracelet.
Unbelievable.
With tropic rubber and nail straps available. It's 150mm war resistant with a screw down crown and is 40mm. Powered by a Miyota 8315 and 60-hour power reserve. As a no-day diver, I really like it and think it's a bargain. And
what came first, Thomas? This or the Glashütte Original CQ?
Good question. Going back to the 1950s, I'd say this.
Okay, because the dial and hands is exactly the same.
I know, it's exactly the same. If you look at that's the Douglas one as well. The Douglas, I would say that this, from the 1950s, came before the CQ.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it has a right to be there, doesn't it? Like, even if if it's going back to the 50s, then the CQ, if the CQ is that early, then it's going to be around the same time anyway. Like, they've got the history to be there. I mean, it's a cheap. Yeah. I think this is I could see myself buying one of these. I think this is
I could $494 on the bracelet or $439 on the strap. $439 on the strap. I could see myself buying one. I think it's lovely.
really
I think
good.
it's really nice.
That's a pretty good price.
Yeah, for the price,
Can't
it's
see
hard.
anything wrong
You can't
about
argue
this
with
watch,
that.
to be honest.
No, it's beautiful skin diver. Beautiful.
Yeah, I like both bezels. I like the really nice. Yeah.
I love that it has no date. I like the symmetry in it. I think it's fabulous, and the fact that, because we've already made a point of watches that are derivative, that are modern, but take their cues from the classic icons. But this has a right to be there because it's been there since the 50s. It is one of the originals, in effect. Like, to me, this is like what came first, the Royal Oak or the Nautilus, because they were in or around the same time. There was only a tiny bit between them, like.
Yeah, so that's Wolbrook, and if you can bear to stay with us a little bit more, Ben, just got 2 brands to go through.
Oh yeah. No, I have time. We're it's lashing rain here in Ireland, so we're just delaying the hike by 20 minutes or so. So yeah, I have time, Tom.
I haven't got a very good picture of this one, but this is a Charlie Paris and their Concordia, and this is £702. Another French-based brand is Charlie Paris, started by 2 childhood friends in 2014. Their 40mm Concordia automatic watch is powered by a Soprod P024 movement and was developed in 2018 to meet the specifications of adventurer Mathieu Tordour for his expedition to Antarctica, where he wore the watch for nearly 1,150 kilometers, crossing Antarctica over 51 days in temperatures down to minus 37 degrees, alone and without assistance. Quite a claim for the brand. I only wish I could pull off better pictures of the watch than this. And 300 meters water resistant, aluminium unidirectional bezel, and 40 hours power reserve. But £702, I don't know. It's it's a bit of a cut and paste Baltic, really, isn't it?
It looks better finished though. The execution, the applied indices. I like that color scheme on the watch that you have on screen there. The applied indices and the lume looks really well done. I like the fact that it's got a thinner bezel, and there's a good bit of negative space on the dial as well. That makes it stand out. The finishing on the date window looks excellent as well. To me, that looks like, and plus it's using the Soprod movements. And Soprod are great movements. That is an upper scale Baltic. I'd buy this ahead, and I think that's gorgeous. Look at that! Wow.
They've done the bezel nicely, haven't they? That knurling, that edge of the bezel.
Wish they changed the logo and name to something more.
Yeah, Charlie.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Easier on the eyes.
Charlie Paris doesn't make sense.
Really?
Yeah.
Charlie Concordia.
Charlie don't serve.
It's the thinner bezel is nicer looking than the. And you got a point, Ben. The dial layout. They're paying tribute to the Antarctic trip, but the dial layout is
Charlie don't serve.
It's like batiscape. It's probably pronounced that, probably butchered that, but it's like a batiscape dial layout, lots of negative space, even though the indices are much larger than that. But it's a well thought out watch.
It looks like the bezel is smaller than the case, doesn't it? So you can see how the case is kind of sticking out on the side, which is something you don't see very often. You usually see the bezel coming out just a tiny bit out from the case so that you can get a hold of the thing.
So you can get a hold of it. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So here, obviously, it's not. It's smaller than the case. You can see it sort of. It looks. I don't know if it's an optical illusion or whatever, but looks a little bit thinner. I'm not sure if that. I mean, who cares about the function? But it's more about what it looks like. If it looks cool. then it's fine, I guess.
Yeah.
To me,
I'm
that
not a big
looks
fan
cool.
of this thin bezel.
Orange hand having a little dick here. Charlie was naming Neil Armstrong stuff.
Sorry.
Oh, orange hand, mate.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that what they call cocaine in America as well?
Oh. Okay, so that's Charlie Paris, and so
Charlie
one
Paris.
more.
That sounds like a porn star. Charlie Paris.
So one more to look at and check out, and that's the Out of Order. And these are bizarre. These I just thought it'd be a fun one to end on. Out of Order is an Italian-born watch brand that defies the industry standard. They say instead of creating pristine timepieces like luxury watch brands, Out of Order intends to do the exact opposite. Inspired by the charm of vintage clothing, they say, each timepiece is designed to appear old and worn using the brand's patented aging process. As a result, every watch has a unique finish, and the inner rehaut is even engraved with what the brand describes as very important communication and reads, "Pizza with pineapple is not pizza." Imagine putting that on the inside of the dial. We just look. It's actually written, "Pizza with pineapple is not pizza" on the rehaut. The 40mm divers are 100-meter water resistant and have an exhibition case back, and displaying a Seiko NH35 movement. Framing the dial is an aluminium bezel color match to the dial in a distressed finish, and is familiar with the brand's brightly coloured shaker collection of fun GMT watches, but I hadn't seen this beast before. I don't know what you think to them, whether they're disgusting or not. They come in a few different colours. There's
I just bathed in my mouth.
yeah. There's these colours. But they're £339, so for a bit of a laugh, if you look at that distressed, that distressed metal is just looks like horrible, isn't it?
Mm.
If I want a distressed looking watch, like I want to do the distressing to the watch. I don't
Yes.
want
Yeah, bronze watch.
some dude
Exactly.
in a factory in China
It's a fashion watch.
doing it
It's
and then giving it to me. You know what I mean? Yeah,
It's definitely a fashion look.
Yes. No.
that is just.
No. It looks huge as well.
Just stuffed in my mouth.
Most probably the scratching is happening.
Take it off the screen.
It just looks like a big mess.
Who's
Standing.
buying that stuff? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's it, guys. So, yeah, I'll just drop the link for this is the video for Time London to get tickets for Time London. I'll just put that in. Time.
I'm gonna have a chocolate too, Thomas, after that one to make me feel better.
London.
Get the taste out of your mouth.
Mm. Paper. Yeah.
So I'll just quickly play the video for Time London again, and we'll have the chilled out version. There you have it. So we won't have a show in the next fortnight because Ben and myself are going to Watches and Wonders. So we're going to be away that weekend, having a good time. So we'll see you in a month. So all I gotta say is happy birthday, Ben, my friend.
Thanks, Tom.
Yeah, I hope you have a great day, and happy Easter, everyone. I just have another bit of my Easter egg.
Yeah, thanks everyone for joining us in the chat. And always a pleasure seeing you guys and talking watches. And, we'll see you in a month.
Thanks a million, everybody.
No.
If you can check out ID Guy's latest video that he drops, that'd be great. Check out This Watch, That Watch channel. He does a drop every Saturday. It's a great channel. Check out his videos. Even McConville's latest videos. What watch would Bond wear? What watch do you think Bond would wear at the moment? That was a really good video. So yeah, check out all the channels, all good stuff. And yeah, thanks to everyone. Thanks, Mason.
Yeah. Thanks everybody in the chat.
Thanks, Orange. Thanks, Bill. And we'll see you later on, guys. Take care, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, fellas.
See you guys. Thanks a million.
Bye bye.
Bye.
See you later. Take